Welcome to the Whiskey's Grill and Bar post-game show on News Talk 790 online. Eau Claire, they dropped this one to the Lacrosse Loggers by a final score of 8-4. Before we recap it, we have our Marshfield Clinic Player of the Night tonight, an express reliever in Matt Lynch. And Matt, 3 innings, you gave up 4 hits and 2 runs. You walked 1, you struck out 2, and all 4 hits and both of the runs were scored in the top of the 9th inning. Let's start off with your last few outings, starting with Green Bay last week. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. Even on Thursday against Madison, you gave up a 3-run home run, probably the only mistake you made all night. And then here in the 9th inning, you fell apart a little bit. How have you been feeling? Maybe you look at the stat sheet, not the greatest numbers, but overall it seems like you've been pitching a little better. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. I feel better out there. Obviously, this year's been a little bit of a struggle, kind of up and down, kind of like a roller coaster. But what I've felt I've improved on is just slowing the game down and being more consistent, throwing strikes. And when things aren't going your way, I try not to speed up and just take it pitch by pitch. And obviously, statistics haven't really shown a little bit of improvement. But at the same time, I personally feel I've made some leaps and bounds in terms of being out there.
When it comes to this afternoon, those 4 base hits in the top of the 9th inning. Did you come into the 9th inning with the same approach as you did the 2 previous innings, or was it just a fact of maybe not executing the pitches as well? What kind of happened with the 9th inning there?
I felt I executed. I mean, that's the first hit, was a slider, and it's, you got to get a piece of wood on it. I didn't think it was a bad pitch, and then that, broken bat single, that's part of the game. It's, it was a good 2-seam fastball, and I, obviously broke the bat, and I think there was a hit and run going, but I felt I still executed. I was, that's part of the game that you're going to give up runs, and it's a very frustrating game to say the least. But you got to stick with it, and that's definitely one thing I've learned over this, the course of this summer.
When it comes to frustration, one thing you did well tonight is you did not, it didn't seem like, get frustrated on the mound after you gave up the RBI single to Tyler Service. The throw home from Addison just barely was not enough at time. Is it hard to keep your composure in that situation, focusing on the next batter after that, or not really?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. Obviously, you don't want to give up runs. That's the objective of the game. But, it also goes back to slowing down and, don't get too riled up. You still got to, there's still another batter. You got to get 3 outs in order to get out of the inning. So you got to, that's how I kind of look at it. You can't, after you get the first out and the second out, you can't take that third out for granted that you're just going to get it, So, it's frustrating, but at the same time, you just got to stay composed.
Here with Matt Lynch, our Marshfield Clinic Player of the Night. And Matt, bouncing off of this game, I want to speak a little bit about your collegiate career here, because you have a pretty interesting story. You're going to be attending your 3rd school in 3 years now. You're going to Eastern Kentucky, coming from a JUCO in Harlan Community College. You started your freshman year at the University of Maryland. When it comes now to going to Eastern Kentucky, is it almost easy going to your 3rd school in 3 years because you're used to the transition? Or what are you kind of feeling now going into the fall semester at Eastern Kentucky?
Obviously I'm excited. I think it's a good fit for me, in terms of baseball and academics. And, it's obviously an adjustment. You go into each school, you're with a new, group of guys. And, but, even playing summer ball, you're going to different teams each year. So you have to adjust quickly. And, I feel like I'm a pretty friendly guy, I hope. So it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I'm excited, and I definitely look forward to it.
Last season, you were playing summer baseball with in the Prospect League, and maybe not quite as long here as the NWL, a little bit more than 40 games, NWL 70 games. How is the competition difference with the Prospect League here to the NWL? Are the bats better here? Are the arms better when it comes to the staffs? Can you compare the Prospect League and the NWL by chance?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Prospect League was a good league still. It was good competition, but I don't think it really there's some players in there, but not the abundance that there are in the Northwoods. And I've definitely learned that quickly here, and you can't get away with as much. And the hitters are a little better. And obviously, you'll see some higher velo guys on the mound, but at the end of the day, it's still baseball. So that's how you got to treat it. But yeah, definitely.
Matt, I want to thank you here for your time. Our Marshfield Clinic Player of the Night. Congratulations, and Eau Claire still have a chance at to split the series with the Loggers tomorrow on the road. And good luck in that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.